Good morning. Welcome to Coffee Club. Just going to give you a moment to grab your coffees, your teas, whatever your drink of choice is, and let's connect on this Thursday morning. As you join Coffee Club, please say hello in the comments and let me know you're hanging out on this morning, so I'm not all like alone and stuff. There's just paper everywhere. I need a magic fairy. We're going to light a candle. Set the mood for our coffee club today. Sometimes you just got to do those things. Just for fun, because we can. How's your day? Just going to give people another moment to connect on. We don't normally do a Thursday, so it's a surprise day. But I thought, let's check it out. Yesterday was the road show put on by the Alberta Hospice and Palliative Care Society, which we had Darren and Blair on last week talking to us about that road show and the really interesting end of life conversations that we had last week were really cool. So that happened yesterday. So we weren't on for Coffee Club. And that's that. So maybe nobody will show up today, and that's all right. We will just drink some coffee and hang out. Take a breather. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you? I'm tired today. I just honestly, I posted a meme the other day. I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was basically the meme was like the bed had arms and it was holding on to the woman laying in the bed. And she's like, I'd like to get out now. And the bed was like, no. That's how I felt all week this week. I just have not wanted to get up at all. I feel exhausted. I don't know if that's just like an end of April thing, an end of big energy shift thing, or what, but I could sleep. I could go into hibernation for like 4 days. But there's no time for that. Good morning, Kathy. No, we have our first basketball games this weekend. It's going to be big basketball player in the house. But hope you're well. Welcome to Virtual Coffee Club. For anybody who's brand new to checking us out, welcome to our live podcast. We also post it onto Instagram following for people to continue the conversation on that platform. But it's a place for us to connect. It is a place for us to have some conversation, to check in with each other, to learn something, and to hang out. Cheryl says, I'm tired too, but I'm loving the sunshine. It makes a big difference, doesn't it? For sure. I could not live. I remember the time I lived out on the coast and there just wasn't enough sunshine out there. We are blessed to have that. So that's something we are thankful for sure. I was thinking because we don't normally get a chance to connect on a Thursday because we're kind of a Monday, Wednesday, Friday show, but the shift this week with the road show is that because we're on a Thursday, maybe we could take a moment because I know this is something that when I'm feeling low or my energy feels low or any of those things, that we could share a little bit about something we are feeling thankful for, whether it's something you're feeling thankful for today in the moment, something you felt thankful for at some point this week, something that's been reoccurring in your life that has reminded you of what to be thankful for. Let's share those in the comments today. Whatever you feel like sharing would be amazing. Throw that in there. If you don't want to share publicly, you are never forced to, but I want you to take a moment to think about whether you close your eyes or you keep them open, but I want you to just picture in your brain the things that you're feeling thankful for if you don't want to type them down, and just give a moment to send some positive energy to whether it's a person or a thing or whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be anything huge. It doesn't have to be anything um, momentous. It can just be something that you're feeling thankful for um, this week. And I want you to picture that in your mind for a moment. I want you to send it some loving energy, it or them, and take a moment for that. Because sometimes we don't slow down enough to really be in the moment of the gratitude of whatever that looks like. So I think lots of times when we're going through the motions, we think about little things we're thankful for. We think about a friend that has been there for us in some way, and we are thankful for that. But we don't really take a lot of time to think about all of the things that are moving parts in our day that we easily take for granted, that we easily just come in and out of our day, and we don't sit and thank them. Kelly, good morning. And so I want us to just capture some of that feeling, some of that energy, some of that essence, I guess, for just a moment today. And so again, you can share it in the comments. Typing it out is a way of sending it that energy. You could write it down or just take a moment and close your eyes. Picture that person, picture that thing. Maybe it's you're just picturing the sunshine and you are so grateful that it has been much more sunshiny in our world over the last little bit. Maybe you just want to take into a moment. I don't know. This morning I had a mindful moment of just being grateful for the comfort of my bed. the the way that when I'm curled in, and I like to sleep right in the middle and I'll curl up and like to I kind of feel like I'm an animal in that I like to burrow a little nest. But there's something about when those blankets are around me and I'm in that sort of cocoon where it feels really safe to me. And I'm thankful for the safety that I feel in that moment. I'm thankful for the comfort that I feel in that moment. And I am grateful that I have. I mean, you could go really deep and take a moment and be grateful that you have shelter over your head, that you have a place to call home, that you are safe and loved in your environment, because we know that there's people in our world who don't have that luxury, and definitely not every day. And so you can go deep on that, or you can stay you can stay a little more shallow and just be thankful that your blanket hugs you like nobody else does. Right? Your blanket knows exactly how to hold you. So we can be thankful for that. Good morning, fellow Jody. I love it. I'm so glad you're here today. You and I need to connect. Keep pestering me. I know you've sent me messages, just saying. Kathy says, thankful to the people who took a moment to check in. Yeah, when you're having a week where you're not feeling 100%, somebody just checking in on you is a big deal. And that's what I hope that this coffee club can also be, that if you need someone to check in on you for a moment, you type in the comment, good morning, and I will check in on you. Always will. Always will. Angie says her whole forecast this week is amazing. Yeah, it's a good job to be a weather forecaster when the weather's beautiful. Everybody loves you. Tara, good morning. It was so good to see your face yesterday. It had been a really long time, and I'm glad you are doing well. Tracy says, likes to build a nest in her bed too. So comforting. Tracy, thank you for checking in today. I love it. There's something about the bed nest, right? And maybe I've made it too beautiful, and that's why I haven't wanted to get out of bed this week at all. Cheryl says, I'm thankful to have my mom around to visit and talk, but we just need to be more thankful in general. Tara says, thank you for boosting us with your show. Thank you, Tara, for being a part of it. There's no one to boost if you don't come. And I think, Cheryl, too, I want to go back to your comment for a moment. And when it says we need to be more thankful in general, and I just want to release the pressure of us thinking that we have to be in a space where we need to do something, or we must do something, or we should do something, or all of those things. I think that we are thankful when we are, and when we don't, we don't. And just not to put too much pressure on yourself, I guess is where I'm trying to go with the thought that popped into my head when you said that, is just sometimes we're just getting from moment A to moment B in the best possible way we can. And although, right, we read so many things and we get bombarded with so much stuff about being mindful and being in the moment and enjoying the journey and all of the things. And I preach that shit all the time. I'm always saying that stuff. But I've also really learned along my journey, especially in the last few months, that sometimes just being can be with nothing. Like maybe you don't have a thought about being thankful. You don't have a thought about enjoying something. You just want to turn them off for a moment. That's really important too, and recognizing and honoring that and not feeling bad. I know the last couple of days I have just went, I don't feel like thinking. I don't feel like planning. I don't feel like doing. I just need to go from point A to point B to point C to point D in whatever capacity I have in that moment. And I had times, I will be honest, where I was like, geez, like, am I losing momentum with my plans? Am I stalling in what's next? Or am I just honoring that sometimes rest is at the same importance level as go? Does that make sense? Am I making any sense on this Thursday morning for you? But I think we put a lot of pressure on ourselves that the going is the most important. And I think that if we've learned anything through COVID or through life in general, I'm just playing with the foam in my coffee now, um, is just that the resting is just as important. But we have this conditioning and we have this society where the go is what's prioritized. And I'm not faulting that and I'm not blaming that. And if you want to stay in that kind of momentum, you are allowed to. But I think we just have to really honor those times where we want to go slow or we want to stop. And stopping doesn't mean quitting. Stopping doesn't mean never moving forward again. It's a pause. It's a break. And there was an interesting analogy of that, I guess, in one of the tapping videos that I watched with our friend Brad Yates, who we've had on a past coffee club. And he had said, if you were on a road trip, for example, and you were headed on your road trip to your destination, and you pulled over on the side of the road, whether to get gas, to sightsee, to stretch your legs, take a breather, whatever it is. If someone asked you in that moment on the side of the road what you were doing, you would say you were on the road trip and where you were headed. You wouldn't be like, well, I pulled over. I guess the road trip's done. It's just a pause. It's just a pull up. So if you've got to pull over today to just stretch your legs, take a breather, take a nap, whatever it is, you do that today or tomorrow or sometime this weekend, and don't worry about it. Don't feel like if you're not doing, you're not succeeding. Yeah, Tracy's truth. Tara says, managing energy is so important. And it's hard to do, right? Angie's in agreement. Yep. Tracy says, becoming a living being is not always a living doing. Tracy, I love that. That's awesome. And maybe sometimes we just need to hear the permission of that. I know I do. I know I need sometimes for someone to remind me that taking a breather is okay, that honoring rest is okay, that not conquering the world today is okay. And then there's days when I'm really tired, and that means I put on a dress and I curl my hair and we just get her done. But I'll be back in PJs later, I'll tell you that much. Anyway, that was on my mind today. So feel free, if you're just joining us or if you catch this on the replay later, or if you've been thinking about it as I've been rambling on to you, what are you thankful for today? take a moment and yeah, let's honor something we're thankful for. Tara says too, we give our permission to our kids to have mental health days. We deserve them too. Yeah, and it's so funny how well, think of all the things, Tara. That makes me think of think of all the ways that we give permissions and we give on our think of a conversation you've had with a good friend of recent, and maybe they've had a rough go, or maybe they've suffered disappointment, or maybe they just yeah are feeling like their life is really busy. What do we do with that? Right, in that conversation we give them permission to take a break. We prop them up for how far they've come. We take a moment to hold their space for them to have all they need to have. But friends, we forget to do that for ourselves. Now, there are many of us in this world who have great friends who do that back to us, who are the cup filler backer uppers, who are the space holders, who are the you can fall apart in front of me people. But I think it's really important that we work on the relationship with ourselves in that, so that we ourselves can give ourselves permission to feel whatever we want to feel in that moment, to take a break if we want to take a break, to pick ourselves back up, to let ourselves honor whatever feeling is in that moment, right? We don't do it enough for ourselves. And why we are so hard on ourselves, I don't know. And I'm not, I don't know if it comes down to society, to conditioning, to something in our past, or whatever that looks like. But we're not the only ones. I'm pretty sure when I feel like that, I know that you feel like that, and you feel like that, and everybody feels like that at some point. It's crazy, isn't it? So I'm going to keep showing up in Virtual Coffee Club to remind you that you're amazing, to remind you that you have come so far. Even if you feel like you haven't reached those goals, or you haven't succeeded in life, or whatever parameter you have put around yourself, I'm here to remind you that you are doing fan-fucking-tastic. I am here to remind you that if you were to look back over that shoulder real quick, I don't want you to spend a lot of time back there, but take a quick peek over that shoulder of where you've come. It's huge. It's fucking huge. And I'm so proud of you. And I'm going to continue to remind you that you are doing amazing. That's what I'm here for. And if you don't want to be reminded of your greatness, you don't have to tune in. You can come back in a couple days and I'll tell you then. How's that? Does that work? Is that our contract with each other? So thank you. So take a moment. Put down in the comments, what are you thankful for today? What is something that has happened this week or done this week that you feel thankful for? I talked about my bed and the beautiful way my nest holds me tight. I am thankful for that. I am thankful for the sunshine and the fact that we've had a little bit warmer weather, so we can step outside and just be in awe of the creation that is around us. We are so blessed. I feel really thankful. I want to share for the healers, the healer people in this world, those who have been a part of my journey on especially the last 3 months. I've undertaken a huge interpersonal growth journey, and I have come across some incredible souls who have been healers and coaches and dynamic teammates in my life. And I am so grateful. And I am so thankful for people who take their gift and share it with others. And we all have a gift, no matter, everybody's is different. Some are the same, but also still different, if that makes sense. And I'm just grateful for the healer people that are on this planet that have helped this journey. Right. And I've been sharing quite a bit of that on social media, just sharing some of the cool things I've been doing, because maybe it's what you're looking for next. And if I can help you on that journey, that gives me joy. Judy, you're welcome. Thank you for being here today. Thank you. And she says there's a 21 Pilot song called Stressed Out. Yeah, I've sang along with that one for sure. It can come true. But take a moment today, and if you don't share in the comments, have a thought, have a moment, or write it down and think about the something that you're thankful for. And there's incredible, I've said it before, there's incredible power in gratitude. And keep sharing that. And if today's not the day for you to be in that space, if you're like, I don't feel like being thankful today, I don't feel like expressing gratitude today, you don't have to. But just know we've planted the seed for you to feel that and honor that in the days ahead. Friends, I hope you have an incredible rest of your Thursday. Cheers to you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for checking in. Thank you for being a part of this community we're creating right here. So fun. Planning some cool things for May. I'm going to push myself out of my comfort zone in May. Yeah, it's going to be good. And I'm hoping to bring in lots of guests that just help us be better at who we are. And friends, I am grateful to you. So thank you. Again, cheers. Have an amazing rest of your Thursday. And we'll see you back here tomorrow morning for a little Fuck It Friday. We will head into the weekend with a smile on our face, okay?